Personal Story segment tonight. One of the most controversial commentators in the country, Glenn Beck, heard on national radio and seen on Blaze TV, is involving himself in the border controversy. Beck has announced that he's going to McAllen, Texas next Saturday. He joins us now from Dallas, Texas. So what are you going to do down there? What are you going to do down there?
We're actually raising money through Mercury1.org, which is my charity, to bring relief down to the children and mainly the churches that are down there. I don't think, Bill, that we're ever going to solve anything if we don't stop yelling at each other, if we don't stop accusing each other of hatred and racism and everything else. And I really fear that we are on the edge of losing our country through this division if we don't find ways to say, look, we all love the children. We all feel the same way. These are children who are in need. I can't imagine being a parent sending my child across Mexico on their own with a drug lord, but that's what people are doing. Now they're here. So what do? Well, while Washington is arguing, I think we have a personal responsibility for mercy and to be there to help them, to be the Good Samaritan, to be the Americans that we always are.
All right, so you're going to go down and you're going to distribute what to the churches and to the Margaret children themselves?
They have asked us for shoes. They have asked us for food. They have asked us for soccer balls, teddy bears. That's what the churches are asking us for. So before I got on the air, I checked. We are now up to $1.8 million. We were at $800,000 this morning. We had $1 million donation come in
very nice.
of food. So we're at $1.8 million in donation, and we are going to be taking that down. I'm going to be serving 2 different meals, and one in the morning, then one in the afternoon. Then we're going to be unloading these trucks and making sure that the soup kitchens and the pantries of these churches are full for quite some time.
All right, so that's some project that you got going down there. Now, you say you've been threatened because of this? How did that happen?
No, we've had, the problem is that I think people are, I am really angry. Bill, we've talked about what's happening on the border for a long time. The border is what made me call for the president when it was Bush, his impeachment back around 2006 or 7. The border's been out of control for an awful long time. And so we have reason to be really angry, and some people believe that I'm just going to make things worse. But I believe I have a responsibility to God, and I think we all do. He tells us to love one another under the least of our brothers. If they want a cup of water, I think we have to be.
You got to do what you
can. People to do that.
But there's a difference between policy and humanitarian action when the policy crashes. But you're still disenchanted that the federal government hasn't secured the border. Is that correct?
That's a wonderful word to use. Disenchanted would not be the way I would describe it. But yes, to be friendly, disenchanted is how I feel about
so your politics haven't
border.
changed. You just want to alleviate the suffering of the innocent victims.
Yeah, we all love the children, and we all have a responsibility. America is great because America is good. And we have a responsibility. I find it more than ironic than the guy who they've always said hates people who are different and hates illegal aliens and everything else, is raising money and is going down and feeding while the president doesn't even do what George Bush did with Katrina and fly over the situation.
You've always done that kind of stuff. And they don't care what you've done and what you haven't done, Beck. They just disagree with your politics and want to bring it down. But the threats that you've received have come from the far right? The people who are really angry about what's happening.
Yeah, I think that, if you go online and you do a search or you read even my Facebook, you will see that there's a lot of people that are very upset because they think that I am going to be encouraging people to come here, and that's not true. Tomorrow on my program, I'm doing the first ever monologue translated into Spanish, directed directly to Latin America and South America, telling people this is what your kids are involved in. This is what's happening. You're risking rape. You're risking kidnapping. You're risking the sex slavery.
Oh yeah,
ring.
absolutely.
It's awful.
Especially for the girls. It's awful. It's right.
It's awful.
And that's that's why, you know, these hollow calls for not putting the National Guard on the border, which would stop it cold, because the pictures would go out on your program, on my program, Central America. They would see that, and they're not going to pay $7,000 to the drug lords when they know there's an army on the border saying, no more, you can't come in. So the whole industry collapses.
It's evil what's happening to these children all the way around, and then to have them used for political purposes.
Awful.
I don't care if it is the left or the right that's doing it. It is wrong, it is shameful, it's un-American, and it's not the Christian thing to do. We must unite and come together at least on this. Let's be decent people and take care of the kids while they're here.
Okay. I'm going to send you a donation because I believe what you're doing is correct.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any opinion, Beck? This is ridiculous because you have an opinion on everything. All right. On why President Obama isn't sending the Guard to the border and why he isn't being more proactive. He wouldn't even go down there.
I don't want to read into the man's heart on this one, because this one is a really bad one, Bill. This one is a
come on, you must have some theory rattling around in that head of yours on why
I think his definition of justice may be different than my definition of justice. My definition, the government is to provide justice, and it's our job to provide mercy. I think the government is failing on justice, but he may have a different definition of justice.
Do you think he wants an open border, everybody comes?
I do believe that.
Because, you know, I mean, there's not a lot of other explanation when you have a solution. You know, I'm a simple man, Beck. You know that. You've imitated that simplicity many times.
Of course, yes. Of course. Very simple.
You just move the car down there to the choke points. Simon. Yeah. And they stop. It stops. All right, give the address again where people can help you out.
Mercury1.org. Mercury1.org.
All right, Beck, thanks for coming on tonight.